Ashley's always dancing. It makes me laugh so hard.
Am I?
Yeah, she always gives a shimmy. Like
That's true. I am usually shimmying. Look at us with our mics
look at us
in the proper place.
actually close to our face so you can hear us.
I know we struggle. Well, you know what? We filmed an entire podcast. It probably took how many hours to film?
An hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, at least. So what happened was we didn't know that half the time it wasn't recording. So then we tried to start over and re-record. And then 4 times it cut us off. And also the audio was so bad. I was like, maybe this was just a trial run, you know?
I think
we
we're
got
just
some
going to
good
take
practice.
little clips from that to post them. Don't
Yeah,
you think?
we can still use some clips, but I'm like, it just when I edited it,
That's a hard word to say.
when I edited it, it didn't flow like I wanted because it was just like all of a sudden we're talking about something else because I didn't know it had stopped.
I think we'll count that as a practice.
Yeah, that was our practice run. And you guys didn't even have to see it. We will share some clips because there was some good things in there.
Oh, yeah.
Some good messages.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought so, too.
Don't get me started on the English accent.
Oh, no. See it. Except for my accent, my yoga classes always make fun of me because...
Do you speak in English accent?
It just comes right out.
I don't know. Were we like... I don't know. Why do we do that?
I don't know.
When we're on the phone with each other, if one of us starts speaking in an English accent, it just it doesn't stop for hours.
I have to tell.
It's so funny.
One time I think it's because it's called mirroring. Like
that is why I'm like, oh well, I have one too now. I don't know how that happened.
You must be really into what I'm saying. That is not a good English. Okay, this is the worst though. One time I was ordering these shirts and the gal at the counter, she was from England. So I had to...
No, did you start?
Stop.
Oh my gosh. You did not.
I did. I literally didn't even know I was doing it. And then I caught myself.
Oh, I'm from the same land. Oh my gosh.
And I finally, like, once I caught myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was like, your voice is just so cute. I just, like, wanted to...
want it. Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
She wasn't, like, offended. I don't think it's offensive, but...
I don't think so. We're jealous. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Where's ours?
Like, why can't I talk like that? That's cute.
Can we just choose to have one? Because I could talk like that all the time if I wanted to, you know? If I really wanted to. I could.
You could. I think people would maybe not like...
They would know.
I sound more like kind of country, kind of from Australia.
You kind of... Sometimes it slips to southern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slipped on to the southern.
Oh my gosh, who knew?
Well, Ashley, here we are podcasting.
I know this has been the longest time coming. We've talked about it for... Well, we've talked about it for a year.
Right.
Like we knew we were going to do it together, but something both of us knew we would do at some point in our life for many years.
For
right?
many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
We threw out a couple kind of practice rounds, but this is our legit channel that we will continue to post on. We'll have some audio available.
Yes, we're going to do all of it.
Here we go.
Straight up legit podcasting. So cool.
It's so fun. I love my conversations with Ashley are always so uplifting. I always feel so much better in not only a better mood, but I feel like I get more intelligence and knowledge. I see the world in a better way. And I'm like, why don't we just share these things with our family and friends? You know?
I know. It's true. In fact, that's kind of where this whole podcast today was born. So I would say it's been over a year. It's probably been closer to almost 2 now. We're on the phone with each other all the time and we'd have these really good conversations. And I'm like, I wish this was recorded. Like this was so uplifting and so just helpful. I don't know. I'm like, so many people could learn from these conversations because I always feel the same way. I always feel so rejuvenated after our talks. So
I do too. And I think it's because, one, I really respect Ashley for her life journey and the things that she's been through. Also, what she's learned from her, not only her life experience, but her business ventures, her family experience, loss of a child, so many experiences.
So many experiences. It's true. I know.
I think that sometimes when you go through good or hard times, like it's nice when life is good, but when you're going through hard times, it can be a little bit isolating and
oh yeah,
it's nice. I think things like this, or at least we talked last time, which we may or may not post that, about how much of a lifeline it was when we would hear stories from people that just seem so exact to our situations.
Yes.
You know what
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. It is like the lifeline that you hold on to because you're like, look at this miracle that happened in their life. And I'm going through something similar. And so you're like, I know God will show up for me too in that same way. So
I remember when I first met my husband, I was so scared to date. One, because I had had 3 consecutive concussions and I could barely like manage my own life, let alone manage a relationship. When I was going through that, someone came in my life and I had warned them. I'm like, hey, I'm not in a great place right now. But they're like, oh, whatever. No, we're supposed to be together. And in the end, I was like, I told you I wasn't able to do this relationship and you didn't believe me. It was so hard. So anyway, a podcast came up, and when I met my husband, I was well again. I was doing well, but I was still scared to date. And I was just praying like, Lord, I'm so scared to date, but I can feel this guy has so much love and he's steady and it feels like he can handle my stuff. I can handle his stuff. But I'm so scared to date. And this podcast, I was on a road trip with my brother and I was just listening to it. And it was to a T exactly what I'd been through in my previous relationship. And I cannot believe the burden that came off of my shoulders from someone sharing their experience.
wow.
I was like, oh, I felt like there was maybe some spiritual manipulation that happened. And I normally have always just had really good relationships. We just weren't right together. But I was so thankful for that person sharing those words because it helped me make sense of my life and release that fear.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, I think that that's kind of the point why podcasts, number one, are so popular, because people are like, oh, I can relate to that story. I can relate to that experience. And that's really kind of how, I don't know, we all kind of just help each other heal. We're all on different paths, but so many of us share similar circumstances or similar experiences. And it's so helpful to find someone who's just like a little bit further down the road than you are, you know?
Yes. I'm so thankful for people that share their lives.
Yeah.
And I have been so blessed by that. So
Me too.
Ashley, I wanted to ask you, you've been through some things in your life and also learned a lot of cool tools throughout the different business ventures that you've done. If there was anything that I'm going to talk about business for just a second.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because we'll talk about spirituality, life, all the things, family loss, relationships, successes, loss, all of it. However, right now, I want to know, when you clear back, you said you used to do nails and eyelashes.
Oh, yeah. Were you reading my Q&A?
Well, no, I knew that.
You already knew that.
I did read that, but I knew that also.
Okay, yes. Mm-hmm.
So going from that, you started doing It Works.
I did.
In whatever words you can say, what compelled you to start doing It Works?
Well, so this was back in, this would have been 2012. Oh, 2013 is when I started doing that. Mm-hmm. So this is before, I don't even know if Instagram, maybe it was around. I mean, this is before really social media was like up
Huge.
and doing its thing, right? So I had discovered those it was wraps, those little stomach wraps. Do you remember them? Of course,
I used
right?
them. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he used them. So me and my former spouse were living in my parents' basement. We had our twins at the time, and I was pregnant again. My twins I found out I was pregnant on their first birthday.
Oh, wow.
So we were about to have 3 kids under 2, and I just wanted to, I don't know, change my life. I really did. I was like, I got to do something. I started this little wrap business, and I would just kind of go, I was the shyest person. So the thought of like going and, to do this kind of business, you have to speak in front of people, whether it's in someone's home, just in front of like a small group. But I was like, I don't care. I want to make this successful. Like I want to be successful in this. So I'm willing to do the thing that scares me. So this business ended up exploding. I mean, I ended up having tens of thousands of girls in my organization, maybe more. I might have had, I don't know the exact number of people that were on my team, but over 100,000, I think, when you're counting customers. My organization exploded.
Wow.
And so I became somebody who would like fly around and speak. And there, at one point I spoke in front of 20,000 people. I just remember it was like, again, line upon line. I went from just speaking in these little rooms with 5 people to now speaking to tens of thousands. And it was terrifying, but I did it, you know. It's kind of weird to think back on that time in my life because it feels like so long ago. Since then, I kind of completely redirected and I started a YouTube channel, and then that's kind of what I did for a little while. And I don't know, those are just some of my experiences, with work.
I think that's amazing that she talked about being so shy, because I actually also felt like I was extremely shy.
I'm a huge introvert. Honestly, I would still say that I am today.
I know. It's funny. Ashley does a lot of online stuff, but she likes a close network of people.
I keep it close.
She does.
It's true.
Which I think is great about you. I also think it's amazing. I don't know if she realizes how gifted she is at speaking. I love watching her videos, and I tell her all the time, I'm not one to sit and watch a long video. And I always,
Oh my gosh.
the whole time we were friends, and even before I knew her well, I'm like, I loved watching her stuff because she has such a beautiful way with words. And
oh, you're so nice.
And I think because you have so much love in you, you can feel that when you're speaking, and you're relatable.
Oh,
so
well, that's so nice. Thank you.
What a gift you are to so many people.
You're so sweet.
Okay, I want to tell you this other fun fact about Ashley.
What? I'm scared because you're laughing.
No, I think it's
What's
great.
a fun fact?
We always Ashley always, the whole time she was married, pretty much always had someone else living with them. She was always taking people in.
That's true.
Why?
We did. You know, we've even had, I mean, I guess they were considered foster. We always had, whether it was children with us or siblings or, cousins. So somebody was always living with us. I don't know. I could never say no. I loved having people with us.
Yeah, I remember always going to her house and there was someone new, and I'm like, I hope that my house is warm and open like that, because I always really admired that about you, your ability to not only love your own but embrace people that maybe needed help for a season.
Yeah, so. That's true. I do. I love everyone.
She does. So fun. So from your experience with It Works, in what ways do you feel like not only your job but your experience of speaking in front of so many people, in what ways has that shaped and changed you in your life?
I just felt compelled that if you do it, like if you agree to this, I'll give you words to say. Because listen, I can actually like sit down and write. I'm better at that. Speaking, it's like my mind usually goes blank and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. And so there were many times where I feel like I was filled with words that I was supposed to say. But also, I think there's something to, number one, stepping outside of your comfort zone that makes you grow. When you don't want to do something, it's hard to like make yourself do it.
Sorry, my hair.
Your hair just wants to chill on the mic.
It's like in my eyeball.
Sorry, these are just so invasive. Like they have to be like right in your face.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's hard to get used to. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't know. It's good to just kind of get yourself to do things you don't want to do. It's going to make you grow. I think ultimately, like the person I was before I started It Works, I know that was part of my journey that I was supposed to be on, because it's kind of led me to where I am now. And public speaking is not that scary to me anymore, which is so shocking to say. You know what's crazy? When I was really little, I had this moment. I probably was around 5 years old, but this has always stuck with me. I remember saying out loud, oh my gosh, public speaking, like I will never do that. I'm way too scared. I would never. And I just had this knowing right there, like just this download that's like, yes, you will. I just knew. I was like, what was that?
Weird.
Why was I just warned like, yes, you are going to speak?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that interesting?
I've had an experience like that's so weird. Like I have never remembered this experience until you just said that.
Are you kidding me? What was it? I have chills. Tell me.
Well, I was in a car with my friends from high school, and the car was full. There was 5 of us in there. Every girl in the car was like, I hope I go on a mission trip for the church that we attended. And I was like, heck no, I ain't never gonna do a mission. I'm the only one that did.
You were the only one that did?
I had a knowing right then. I just was like, yes, you are.
Oh.
You will go.
My gosh.
And I was like, no. And I spent years fighting that.
Wow.
Because
That
I
is
didn't
so
even
cool.
know that girls really did that. Like, I don't know. It was very soul expanding, but I did have like a weird knowing.
Yeah, isn't that so interesting? And there's no way
Yeah.
to explain it besides it's just like information, just yes, you are. Yes, you will.
That makes me think like God knows your past, your present, and your future.
Yeah.
And so when something's placed in your path that's challenging, it might be growing you for the season to
It's
come.
so true. Yeah.
Don't you think?
100%.
This reminds me of like there's like a parable of the talents.
I
Like,
was literally watching something about this today. Okay, continue.
tell me
I
about
swear.
it. No, tell me.
No,
What
just I was watching a talk about it. Somebody was, sharing a talk about the talents and just how important it is to not bury them,
yeah, you can bury it and keep it, but you lose it.
You lose it.
Or you can invest in and expand it
Yeah,
and see what comes of it. So
that's so true.
would you say that you feel like your talents have expanded?
Yeah.
By,
He will take them if you don't practice them,
yeah, if you keep it, you lose it. They share this actually in addiction recovery. If you keep it, you lose it. If you share it, you keep it.
I love that. That's such a good phrase.
Yeah. So I learned this thing where there's a rubber band. You don't have one on your wrist, do you?
No.
That's okay. So it's like you're stretched and it's like, this is God, this is you.
Mhm.
You're stretched. And it's like, he wants to pull you here. He's like, no,
It's so
grow.
uncomfortable.
And you're like, oh, this is going to break me. It's stretching me so far.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, if you want to loosen that, walk towards it. And
wow.
then he's like, okay, I'm going to stretch you again. And it's like, this hurts so bad. Just walk
Wow.
towards it and it will loosen. And then you're expanded. You've advanced in your journey.
That is so true.
I just think those experiences.
That's a good analogy.
So I always thought like I was pretty friendly growing up. I mean, I was really shy as a kid. But then I had a friend come in my life that changed my whole life in sixth grade. And she just loved me and just fed my soul,
Yeah.
And you kind of blossom when you're so nourished by friendship. And I remember I always needed a wingman. But if I had a wingman, I'd be goofy as ever.
Yeah.
And
That's so true.
so anyway, I started realizing, I'm like, I think everyone feels a little bit shy.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided that day, it was in sixth grade, I remember it, that I was going to be the first person to say hi. I was going to be the first, because I was like, I actually think everyone is shy
Yeah.
to some degree. Even if we think people are stuck up, a lot of times I think they're just shy.
I think so too.
I mean, are there some people that are...
Everyone's but it's true though. Everyone, especially if you're alone, you're uncomfortable. And so when people approach you and they're like, hi, aren't you always so grateful for that?
Oh, yeah.
When you're like, I'm nervous. You know what? Let me give an example of this when we went to the Parade of Homes. So I brought Bobbi with me because it was like this influencer night. And I'm like, you're coming. We're going to this really cool. We got to be the first to go see this Parade of Home. And I think you were a little nervous. Like, who are we going to see? I don't know who's here. And Bobbi knew everyone. Like, we walk in the door and she's the one introducing me. Oh, actually, this person and this person and this person. And she just went and literally introduced herself and talked to everybody there. And I'm like, I need to be more like you. Like, I'm so nervous and just like hanging out in the background, like scared and shy the whole time. And I'm like, I need to be more like you.
No, honestly, it was literally this moment in sixth grade that changed my life, though, that made me do that.
Wow.
So I just have this phrase, think less, do more. So whenever I walk in a room, let me ask, like, what makes you feel shy or nervous to connect to people?
I don't know why that is. I don't know why. Why do I do that, Bobbi?
I don't know. I think there's lots of reasons that people do.
Mm-hmm.
One, you could just be shy and not know,
Yeah.
like, how do I start a conversation?
Yeah.
By the way, there's a great book for that. How to Win Friends and Influence People is amazing.
Yeah.
I think if you learn to be a good listener, nobody cares what you know till they know how much you care.
Mm-hmm.
So I think learning to ask people questions and reflectively listen to them. So I'm not scared to talk to people because I'm like, I can ask you a question and learn about you.
Yeah.
And you're going to think we're the exact same person, but it's just because I've been talking to you about you. And
That's true. Bobbi does that. I don't know why. Bobbi does that.
Well,
She's really good at asking questions and getting to know people.
I genuinely enjoy getting to know people. My mom was really good at that. I think my mom's a really great listener, and actually so is my dad. So I kind of learned maybe a little bit of that skill. But okay, so when I walk into a room, because I remember feeling so shy, some of it was like worry about body image, or some of it was like you don't know what people think of you.
I was actually just going to say that. I think I'm scared of, I don't know, like, do people have especially in that scenario, I was like, if people know me, what do they think? I don't know. Because I am online, I'm worried all the time, like, what are people's opinions? And that's so dumb to think that way, but that's kind of true. Yeah.
I just learned about intention setting. I know exactly, like, because that's like, because you don't know, there's a little bit of fear in there, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I do. When I walk into a room, I assume everyone freaking loves me.
They do. That's why.
But it's because
Because you assume it. Girl, that's good.
And if I don't, because like I have a situation in my life right now that every time we go to this public place, there's been some gnarly things said about my spouse and I, so it's kind of awkward. So I was at first, I was like, shrinking, and I was like, this is not me at all. I'm delightful.
I'm delightful.
Think what you want, but I am delightful. So I've kind of changed my attitude, and I assume everyone likes me.
Well,
and it makes me feel more confident.
That's so good.
So when I walk in a room, I just think, oh, I love everyone and they love me. And so I'm just going to talk to you like I love you.
I love that.
Because actually I do.
Yeah.
So that's my only
Bobby's
trick.
a great wingman. You're my wingman.
And also it does help. I do like having a wingman. I get a little timid by myself.
Yeah.
So as we've started doing this podcast, we're going to go over a variety of topics, and something we talked about on our last podcast that we don't know if will ever come out.
We'll see about that.
But wait, I'll pause right there. Is there any other life experience that has shaped you to want to do what we're doing?
I think it's literally just it's like we have endless ideas and topics to talk about. And we've, again, discussed this for over a year and a half because we've just been through the school of hard knocks, just learning, life lessons and just the wisdom we've had in the past. I guess over our whole lifetime of experiences. And I think it's just this, to be honest, nothing else in my life will flow right now. I knew at some point in my life I needed to do this. And the Lord is just like, the time is now. And so it's the only thing I don't know. I just know this is what we're supposed to be doing right now. And I know we have, again, kind of endless amounts of topics. Like, that's kind of where we struggle with the most, is like nailing down, like, what are we going to talk about today?
Because there's so much.
And then every phone call, like we talked this morning, it's like, are we going to talk about this or this or this? And we have, endless amounts of notes in our phones and in notebooks, again, from over the years of just like, one day I'm going to talk about this. And so that's our struggle. It's like, what are we going to talk about?
Which one? Here we are. We're just kind of introducing today, but we're going to talk about some great things too that I think are just totally relatable to any person.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about, I went to school for wellness coaching. Well, I started doing nutrition, and then I didn't love it. I like nutrition and eating healthy, but there's so many changes all the time. It just like, not for me. So I switched it and started studying stress management, mind body wellness. I got certified to teach yoga because I like all things wellness,
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned is been so essential for my well-being in my life. So we'll talk about some of those things in here too. And I think some of my greatest knowledge has come through seasons of things that I viewed as traumatic or felt traumatic in my brain. I almost lost my life once, and it changed me.
Yeah.
I never really knew what fear was before, and then I had to learn how to conquer this fear that was really isolating. And those experiences are things we'll be talking about. Our goal is to learn to be okay with vulnerability. I think we've both been business owners and had to hold a lot of things together.
Yeah.
Learning that it's okay to need help in life has been something that's been challenging for me.
That's true.
Why do you think it's challenging to receive help sometimes?
I don't know, because I do have kind of the mindset of I got this and I'll do it on my own. I've just kind of always been that way.
Yeah.
So it is hard to accept help. I feel like last year that's all I was like living in please help me zone. I have never accepted more help in my entire life than I did last year with so many things. So many things. It kind of humbles you, and it makes you realize like we do need each other,
Yeah.
you know?
I agree with that. I actually was talking to my yoga class this morning about, by the way, I call it MOGA, Mindset Meditation Movement.
I love that.
It's just my own spin on it. And we were talking this morning about experiencing heaven, and that a lot of times you'll experience heaven through service, through what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that is a form of heaven because it's in service that you really learn love. I don't believe it's possible to truly experience love for someone when they're only giving to you. Like if you're like, oh, I don't know if it's a relationship, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I love this person. I'm like, are you serving them? Because if you're serving someone, you're going to love them.
Yeah, that's so true.
Don't you think?
I love that. And it's kind of like you're robbing someone if you're not allowing them to serve you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a way of rejecting love.
Yeah.
Because it's a joy. It is a joy. Don't you?
Yeah.
Ashley was telling me one of the things she misses about married life is doing their laundry. I'm like, girl, come do my laundry, please.
It's true. The wife role, it is weird to like no longer have that, because I did like that. I loved just serving. I loved, like, I don't know why this is like something, I don't know.
Talk about it.
I don't want to be emotional.
Yeah, do. It's okay.
No, I can't, dude. This is so stupid.
No, it's not.
No. Whew. This sucks.
It's good to cry. You
I
think
know.
crying's bad, but it's good.
I gotta like make myself laugh, otherwise I'm just gonna, because I literally cannot speak. Okay, who knew I loved laundry so much? Oh my gosh, I'm literally like bawling over here. No, it's true. Like there's stuff like, okay, when you become a wife, you never think you're not going to be, right? There's a lot of things besides laundry that you miss, you know? I loved like surprise cleaning. I know that sounds funny, but like if my husband would leave in the morning and it like the house was a disaster, I'm like, oh, wait till he's home. Like I'm gonna have a candle lit and the whole house is gonna look so good. And I love doing that. Like that would just bring so much joy to me. And anyway,
When you told me you would clean the baseboards,
I would clean the baseboards.
that made me go look at mine. I'm like, oh wow, that would be a blessing if I cleaned these. I never look at them. I always like vacuum or mop or whatever, because we have all hardwood.
Oh my gosh. This is so funny because you know what? I was like, you know what, Bobbi? I bet you were going to start crying. We never cry.
Oh, it's so
We don't
hard
cry.
for me to cry.
I mean, I cry on my own. We never cry in front of each other. I think I've seen you cry, but you're like even getting emotional. I'm like, we probably should keep tissues here, because one thing we have been praying about with this podcast is that we can really be vulnerable, because I think that's, again, where people they'll feel relatable to us. And if we're keeping things, if we're not sharing everything, all of the experiences, then we're kind of robbing people of that. And so I've just been like, okay, I know there's going to be times I'm going to cry. Who knew it was going to be in the first episode? My goodness, over laundry. I'm kind of embarrassed.
No, don't. I think it's so good because I think it's healing to talk about. That was my hope, that we can have happy and healing conversations.
That's so great.
Ashley, actually, like, I was in her home a lot. And one thing I really loved about our friendship, and I would say I have a lot of friends. I was single for a long time. One thing I loved about our friendship is I could come and go and there was no like, where have you been?
Where have you been? That's true. Like sometimes it would be months or weeks or a year.
Sometimes we talked like all day, every day.
Uh-huh.
The last year and a half.
The last year and a half we have. That's true.
But even before that, we would just go through spurts where we'd talk so much. And then, so anyway, but when I would go to Ashley's home, she made her house a home, and she's done that even though she's just renting this place right now. You have this gift. I feel like it's a motherly, feminine gift to make a house a home and to beautify your home. And it's so cozy. I always felt safe and warm in her home. I was a vagabond. That's probably the wrong
Vagabond.
word. That's the wrong word. I was
Oh my gosh.
what's it called when you just wander?
Like a travel. Well,
I was going to say Neanderthal, but we both know where that came from. Sorry, I'm just ramming my head into this. And then my laugh, I like our last one.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
my laugh is so loud. It's like a heap, and then
I like it. I love your laugh. Oh my gosh, no.
oh my gosh,
It's so great.
I have been laughing so much lately. It's been so healing.
It is healing.
Do you know that's actually a sign of healing is the
I
ability
laugh
to laugh?
all day. Honestly, our conversations are 90% laughing. Sometimes we cry, but yeah, it's mostly laughing. You are not I almost said a hitchhiker. You're not any of those
What
things.
is the word?
Oh, what is it? A
It's
vagabond?
not. I always would tell people I'm like a wanderer.
What is the word though? There, I know
It starts
the
with
word.
an N, I swear. It's like but it's not
Okay,
Neanderthal.
Google it. We have to figure this out. An N. Google.
What is a word for someone who wanders that starts with an N? Traveler. Nomad. That's what I was
Nomad. Okay, that is the word. That is the word. A
I
nomad.
knew it was an N.
You're a nomad.
I did feel like a nomad, but I have this group that we used to do retreats together called The Cove. And one time we went shopping and they're all looking through the stores and they'd be like, where's Bobbi? Bonnie? I don't know who Bonnie. I'm like, I don't know where Bonnie is. I don't even know.
I don't know, Bonnie.
Bonnie. Just kidding. Bobbi. They're like, where's Bobbi? And my friend Brooke, she was like, oh, she's just a country cat. She's just going to country mice and she'll be back. Just a wanderer. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But what I was trying to say is that when I would go to Ashley's home, it just was so cozy. It's a place I always wanted to come back to. One, because
That's
your
funny.
friendship, but also I just loved being in your home.
Oh, I love that.
And she kind of helped me have that desire. I had some pivotal friends in my life, Ashley included, that made me desire marriage.
Really?
Like, yes, because I knew you loved being a wife.
I did.
And I was like, oh, it's not a burden to be a wife. It's a joy.
It's a joy. Look.
I was the oldest girl, so I always felt like I was a mom anyway. And then I just went wild in my 20s. Not actually wild, but
You going wild in your 20s is
like
like
river rapid wild.
yes. She'd go on hikes and go down the river.
And do arm balances on cliffs and stuff,
Dangerous things.
Right.
Yes.
Right. What were we even talking about?
I don't know. Listen, this is where you got two girls with severe ADHD, so
But
and we have no
legitimate.
notes. What were we
None.
thinking? Maybe next time we'll have some notes, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
We had purpose in this, though. You loved being a wife.
I did.
Yeah, and building your house into a home and expanding your talents.
I did. Yeah.
So as Ashley and I have reversed roles in life, because
Mhm.
we did wander away from our topic, it's still been a joy
Oh yeah.
to just be around you and enjoy your conversations and your light. And it's been fun to watch you overcome challenges that were large.
Yeah, and unforeseen, right? Definitely, it's weird because this is just not how I imagined my life, But in so many ways, it's way better than I thought it would be.
Well, you're kind of in a season of waiting now.
That was the topic we were going to talk about today,
It
just because I think all of us at some time in our life are in a season of waiting. Actually, like you probably are. I mean, you're married now, but you're waiting on other things in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm in a season of waiting. My season right now is a little bit hard because it's the whole like unknown. I have no idea what's coming, but there's some like fun and excitement about that. Like I just have no idea.
I agree with
So
that. In fact, when I was in a season of waiting for the companion that I would be with, the only thing that really felt destructive to me, I was a mostly happy single person.
yeah.
It's when I would start to think, oh, is there something wrong with me? Because when you're with the wrong person, you're going to feel like something's wrong with you. I was always like, why can't I give my heart to this person I'd be dating this great human. I'm like, on paper, there is nothing wrong. I still think they're great to this day. And I'm like, what? Why can I, like, what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Oh, when the right person came, I was shocked at how easy it was for me to let down my guard. I had a little fear, but I wanted to. And it just, in that season of waiting, I think the worst thing you can do is just focus on what's wrong with me, what's wrong with me. In fact, we had this analogy about grass growing and weeds that grow in the grass. And I had a student chime in because I used to always just talk about seeds that you plant, you nourish them, they grow, and everyone gets weeds. You got to pluck the weeds. Those weeds are the negative thoughts. Not everyone plants a garden, but everyone gets weeds, you know?
Yep.
So in my mind, I'm always focused on what negative things can I pluck out of my life? So much so that I'm focusing too much really on the negative. I had a student that talked about grass that grows and that you can't really, it's hard to get rid of the weeds that grow within that grass by just plucking them out or putting.
Oh, it's so hard. My grass right now is mostly, it's weird. It's like been overtaken by weeds.
Yes, mine too. I'm like, what the
I
heck?
mow it, but I'm like, that's a weed. That's not even grass.
I'm like, at least it looks a little better.
I mean, it's green, so it's like passing as grass, but it's not grass.
I'm just doing things natural here.
Yeah, so how do you get rid of those if it's in your grass?
So he said you can't get rid of it. Like, the chemicals aren't going to do it. You got to plant more grass, and that will get rid of the weeds.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And I thought, how cool. So in your single season, they say, I heard this really cool thing one time, whether you're waiting for a companion, waiting for, some of you are experiencing infertility, waiting for the kids that you'll have, waiting for a job opportunity, waiting for your life to take off in any way. If you feel compelled to wait for something, then one, plant goodness. But I also read, if you think about what a waiter does at a restaurant, a waiter serves.
Oh,
So
that's so good.
in your season of waiting, can you serve? In fact, I'm going to look on my phone for this note about that because it was just such a cool thought. So
I love that.
why do you think it's important to wait well, Ashley? And
I think that there's a couple, well, there's honestly like two different ways you can look at this. You can either be super negative and just like only focusing on the lack. Like, oh, why is this taking so long? Or I don't know. I feel like doing that will kind of make you bitter. But if you instead, what I like to do is I pray and ask, Lord, what do you want my focus to be on? And guess what? He answers. So I said this prayer and I just wrote down any thought that came to me. I love doing this. I will say a prayer and then just journal thoughts that come to my mind immediately. And sometimes I'm just scribbling them like they're coming down so fast. And I'm like, this was not my own idea. Like, I would not have said this, but it's interesting the ideas that came to my mind of this is actually where your focus needs to be until I bless you with this, you know?
other things to go.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. What a blessing. I just found this note. This was so cool. It says, waiters serve. And this came from a sermon I listened to probably 6 years ago.
No way.
Yes. So it says, waiters serve, seek to serve the Lord till the time comes that he delivers this promised blessing. And then I wrote out the word wait, and there's a word for each of that. So wait is your will. W is will.
I actually knew what you were saying. W is will.
Okay. W is will. A is attitude. I is intention. T is timing.
That is so good. Will you send that to me?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
And this says, oh, that's so weird. I didn't even know the scripture was in here. And this is the exact one I looked up before we
Are you
started this
kidding me?
podcast. How weird.
What scripture is it?
Isaiah 40, which many of you know. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint.
Bobbi, do you remember when I called you about this scripture?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, but remind me.
Okay, well,
I specifically remember
You
you
do
calling
remember
me
that?
about it. Yeah.
I have my cousin's scriptures. He passed away a couple years ago, and my aunt gave his scriptures to me. And so there's lots of things that he had highlighted and underlined, and so it's kind of like a little treasure hunt when I go through these scriptures. Well, this one night I had this really crazy dream. And I don't know, it was a dream that I knew was like a message to me. And I woke up and was just like amazed by it. The first thing I did was I flipped my scriptures open, and that was the underlined. It was that Isaiah 40. And I called you immediately. I was like, Bobbi, this is the dream I had, and this is the scripture I opened. And if you look at the index where it's showing, it says to hope. Wait, what did it say? To wait. To wait upon the Lord means to anticipate or to hope for things to come. Like he will fulfill that promise. I just couldn't believe that the timing of me discovering that was immediately after this dream that I had, where I felt like the Lord was saying, I am going to bless you in your life. Just wait. So that's so crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's so crazy that you just shared that. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I love that so much. We want to share miracle moments on here, mini miracle moments or big miracle moments. And to me, little things like that, like, why did you have that dream? And then that's the exact scripture that you read with it when you were conscious.
Yes, when I was conscious, and I was like, that was the craziest dream. Like, if that's true, if that's really going to happen in my future, wow. I flip it open. And what's also so cool is because these are my cousin's scriptures who would pass, you know, I'm like, I feel like he's sending me messages through his own set of scriptures, which I think is really cool.
These scriptures are amazing.
I know.
There's
like notes, sticky notes, and just, I'm like, these are just like letters. Like, it's just so cool.
They're like little letters from God directly for Ashley for the things she's been going through.
I know. I'm like, what are the chances of, and actually, this is kind of cool too, how I found them when I moved here. I had them at the other house because my cousin passed away a few years ago, and I had forgotten. I hadn't like been reading my scriptures. I had just like forgotten I had his set. And when I moved here, I don't even remember seeing them or unpacking them. I was praying one day and I felt the Lord say, go read your scriptures. And I was like, I don't even know where they are. And I felt prompted to go into my closet, and I walk in there, and eye level, they were right there. In fact, these are them right now. See all these like notes?
These scriptures.
These are not mine. That's what's so cool.
They are unbelievable. There's like hundreds of little love letters to Ashley from her cousin and God.
That's what it feels like. It's so good.
There's so many times you've opened them up, whether it's after a dream you've had and it's like a specific message for you, or I'm just so blown away by some of the things that are written. I'm like, how sacred and special.
I know.
That you got those.
It feels like an actual letter to me from the other side is what it feels like. It's so cool. Literally right here with the note.
Oh my gosh.
So right here it says, okay, this is really good. This is a note in here. Notice in the footnotes that wait really means to hope for. So then I went down to the footnotes. It says hope for or anticipate. And that's what I read. When I woke up from my dream, I flipped open to that. It's underlined. There's a note that says, what does hope actually mean? And it means, what does wait actually means? It means to hope for or anticipate. I was like, this is exactly the message that I need right now. It was so cool.
That is so beautiful. And what a more warm experience when you're in your season of waiting to just hope for than to think, oh, something's wrong with me, or, oh, give this to me now. It's like, it's not ready yet. In fact, we'll talk about this later, but when you're harvesting as a farmer, different seeds grow at different rates. And just because you don't have a blessing that you believe you were promised yet, doesn't mean it's not coming. Some harvests just take longer. I didn't even meet my companion until I was 35. And it just seemed like forever. And it was weird. My spirit felt so calm, but my mind wanted to believe you're an outcast from society, like you're,
Yeah.
People are judging it, because people do ask questions like, oh, what's wrong with them? And I'm like, my mom would be like, nothing. And I think my friends too. She's just like, her time hasn't come yet. Like, he's coming. And she just knew. She just had this peaceful knowing. I felt like I knew. I felt like I knew for a long time, even how old I would be when I got married or when I met my person. But in that season of waiting, how special to just hope for.
I know. I think that is it. I have hope, and I've already felt like I did get a promise. So I'm just waiting for that. And I think that's really it. As long as you haven't lost hope, because I think that's when you feel hopeless, that's when all of these it's just like the worst place to be. When you're feeling hopeless.
Yeah, if you don't have hope, they say hope is the anchor to your soul. So if you lose hope, your whole nervous system is basically going to be wrecked.
Wow.
So hold on to that
Hold
little
on to
flicker
it.
of hope
Yeah.
and just see what comes.
Yeah.
So,
That's so great.
well, as we kind of want to close this today because we have so many topics that we want to talk about, and one of those is mini miracle moments. And this is a discussion for another day, but we want to hear from you. So there's an email listed below where you can submit your stories of mini miracle moments, whether it's flipping open, seeing that scripture just on that shelf in the perfect moment right after a dream, and you're questioning yourself, and then it's like, wow, the Lord really was speaking to me in this dream.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we want to hear your mini miracle moments and share them with other people, because that's how we uplift the world, by spreading more goodness. Instead of constantly plucking out the weeds or the negative things, let's just bring more goodness in the world.
I love that. You have such a way with words.
This
Is what Bobby's so great. I mean, I'm telling you guys, over the last year, I would just call her and be like, just speak to me, because I swear the Lord just speaks right through you. You just always know right what to say. You're so good.
Thank you. That is a prayer of mine. I'm like, Lord, just love your people through me. And I'm good at that sometimes, and I'm not good at other times. When I get my natural tendencies, I'm a fighter. Not like physically, but come at me.
Come at me.
And I'll surrender and pray and say, Lord, please just calm my heart down, because I want to fight right now.
Like, it's so funny because it's hard to even imagine.
I know.
But she can. I've seen it.
She's been a bit shocked.
I have been a bit shocked sometimes.
Here it is.
It's back. We're going to end this with just how we started.
Yep.
With our accent.
Thank you for being here, everyone.
Yes.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, peace signs, because we're millennials, okay? That's so funny. No, I didn't. You just
It's taking a bow.
You bow
Like a
because
curtsy.
we can't bow with these invasive mics in our mouths.
Yeah, I keep just whacking into this thing.
It's all right. But we have to have them because we both don't talk loud enough. That's always been our
Challenge.
yeah. Everyone. Well, we have a podcast in a private group, and people are like, "We can't hear you." Hopefully, you guys can hear us this time. So,
Yep, we're working on it.
okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.